Welcome back to the channel, it's 9, and today we have some exciting news to talk about with God of War Ragnarok's trailer and release date possibly happening at Summer Game Fest. We got a source there that we're going to go over, and we're also going to talk about Final Fantasy XVI and how that's pretty much a sure thing now for the state of play today and what that could mean. Now, before we get into that, if you could do me a huge favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, helps the channel a ton. We are on the road to 9K. Now let's get started with God of War Ragnarok. So Tidux over on Twitter tweeted, "I'm hearing Ragnarok release date at the Summer Game Fest. Tidux has proven to be reliable in the past, and this also lines up with what I said 2 days ago in regards to why this makes the most sense. If you remember, we talked about this 2 days ago, and I said that God of War Ragnarok would get a trailer at the Summer Game Fest. I said the release date may not be a sure thing, but it did also make sense for them to do a release date then as well. So let's talk about why all of this is very likely to happen and why it makes the most sense. We know Sony and Jeff have a great relationship, and we've seen them give Jeff exclusives before. The first major thing that comes to mind is the DualSense in Astro's Playroom. We've also seen them give Jeff the world premiere for Death Stranding. Ghost of Tsushima got a trailer at the Game Awards, and so did Horizon Forbidden West just last year. And these are no small things. These are like trailers for their first-party games, excluding Death Stranding, of course, as that is developed by Kojima, but it is Sony's IP after all, so I still would include it in some capacity. But these are all pretty major things for Sony to do with somebody, so I feel like that further solidifies why this is more likely. So Sony's upcoming State of Play, which is included in the Summer Game Fest, also shows that continued relationship thriving. Sony's also stated as one of the partners. And since the State of Play is a focus on VR and third parties, it's very clear there will be no presence for God of War. But God of War has all the signs of a game that should be releasing as expected in 2022, and September is possible for a release date. I believe God of War will get a trailer and it will get a release date, and seeing Tidux say this further solidifies my reasoning. You know, we haven't heard anything about God of War. It's been well overdue, and it seems like a great place for them to show something and keep the hype growing for PlayStation, especially because we are not expecting a showcase till September. And you can't not give any major announcements between now and September. That just wouldn't work. But you know what would tide people over is, number one, seeing Final Fantasy XVI, and number two, seeing God of War Ragnarok and obviously getting that release date. Because imagine, September, we get that release date, God of War is available. Also, we get a PlayStation showcase that's going to showcase everything coming in 2023. That's absolutely massive, so it makes a lot of sense for them to do that. Naturally, we will see what happens as June 9th is not that far away, so we'll know for sure soon enough. Next up, I want to talk about Final Fantasy XVI. So Final Fantasy XVI was updated on the PlayStation Store a day before the State of Play, which has had many, including myself, believing that this is going to make an appearance. This was first found by, I think it's Pio over on Twitter, and I'll have that linked in the description as well. So this update usually can be related to new details, screenshots, trailers being added to the PlayStation Store. There's also the obvious big things, which would be like pre-orders becoming available and a release date being available, although those are less likely to be the reasons. I do think it's possible that they could give us a release date and start pre-orders, but I really would be surprised because I don't think it's a 2022 game. If it is, that's amazing, but I'm doubtful. I do think it's a 2023 game, and I'm quite all right with that, especially because we are going to have quite a bit coming out this year anyway with God of War Ragnarok, and we're also going to have Forspoken as well, so we'll have plenty of games to play until 2023. So I'm okay with the idea that this may be a 2023 game, but of course, there still is the chance that this could be a 2022 title. As Yoshi P said, hey, the next time I show this game, I want it to be available soon after so you guys can play it and you're not looking at it and be like, oh man, I gotta wait so long to play this game. So that is another aspect of this that we certainly cannot ignore. So again, we are expecting an FF16 trailer. So it makes the most sense for this to be here at today's State of Play. They said spring, it is spring, State of Play, makes sense. I just feel like there's no possible way this isn't the case. And we've talked about this before, how this is pretty much a sure thing, and this further solidifies that as well. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. Obviously, we have the State of Play coming up today, and I'm looking forward to that. But let me know what you think about this God of War Ragnarok possibly getting a trailer and release date at Summer Game Fest. Do you think that's plausible? And also tell me what you think about this Final Fantasy XVI update. Do you think we are going to see it at State of Play? Could we get a release date for this year or next year? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already and you want to keep up to date with everything PlayStation, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, it helps the channel a ton. Hit that notification bell so you get notified about every time I upload. And follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And also, don't forget to share this video with a friend. That helps me a lot. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.